Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Hear ye, Taslim when you see me. Kick back, detach and scratch. Relax your mind, let your akal free. Be down with the sound of AYYTP. AYYTP, yeah you know me. I'm Yum Yum, the podcast, the hockers what we broadcast. Dawa to your ear, hot and ready like a DoorDash. Or Uber Eats, lab mushkilab, my treat, cool. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Random topics, you stop, watch, we clock it. On to the next, what's poppin'? Redenbacher. Some vital issue, take it personal, then it is you. Just make dua to Allah that he fix you. Whomever he guides, none can lead astray. But if he don't, there's no way, not today. Last not least, the Muslim head shake. It's time to rise up awake. Our ummah's at stake, y'all. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Hear ye, Taslim when you see me. Kick back, detach and scratch. Relax your mind, let your akal free. Be down with the sound of AYYTP. AYYTP, yeah you know me. I'm Yum Yum, the podcast, the hockers what we broadcast. Dawa to your ear, hot and ready like a DoorDash. Or Uber Eats, lab mushkilab, my treat, cool. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Random topics, you stop, watch, we clock it. On to the next, what's poppin'? Redenbacher. Some vital issue, take it personal, then it is you. Just make dua to Allah that he fix you. Whomever he guides, none can lead astray. But if he don't, there's no way, not today. Last not least, the Muslim head shake. It's time to rise up awake. Our ummah's at stake, y'all. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Now who's your favorite uncle in the dean? Giving to see how every time he's on the scene. My rock a Koofy t-shirt and some jeans. The podcast is in effect, yeah I mean. Hear ye, Taslim when you see me. Kick back, detach and scratch. Relax your mind, let your akal free. Be down with the sound of AYYTP. AYYTP, yeah you know me. I'm Yum Yum, the podcast, the hockers what we broadcast. Dawa to your ear, hot and ready like a DoorDash. Or Uber Eats, lab mushkilab, my treat, cool. Now who's your favorite uncle in the...
I'm on delay.
That good?
Okay.
Nope.
Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to Amu Yum Yum, the podcast, where we seek to cure the kufr infected by injecting the Islamic perspective. You heard that delay in the background. That's because, I was on Facebook. SubhanAllah.
Hey, it's all right.
Hey, look, it's going to be some bugs, man. You grew up in the projects. You grew up with bugs, man. It's going to be bugs on the podcast. So anyway, yeah. I tell you about the time I got bit by a cockroach.
What?
We'll talk about it. Anyway, so I have a phobia. Anyway, so the mashallah, I am your host, Amu Yum Yum, and with us again is mashallah benevolent. What does it say? Beloved. Anyway, benevolent. Amu Asadullah, Amu Sabr, aka Amu Sabr, alhamdulillah, and we are
Glad to be
going
here.
to move on, inshallah ta'ala, and go with
Random.
random.
Right
What's
away.
the random for today?
Not so random. Okay.
Okay.
We've had yet another shooting, which, sad to say, or tragically to say, is becoming commonplace. Let's hope we not get so
Yeah, it's
desensitized
it's been commonplace
to
for a
it. Yeah, but this latest one, a lot of factors. The coming out, the police did not go in; they were standing outside.
while.
Yes. Nevertheless, a baseball manager,
Mm.
Gabe Kapler, has decided that he will no longer stand at the line
He's not my color.
like the teams do when the national anthem is being played, because he felt like the country is not going in the right direction. Now, 2 points to that. He was unsure about kneeling because he felt it would offend the people that kneel. Now, we got to think back 6 years ago when Colin Kaepernick decided to sit.
Yes.
He was told by a veteran that sitting was disrespectful. It was better to kneel.
Yes.
My own son, who is ex-military, advised me that yes, the veterans feel like why they go fight and die for this country is for citizens in this country to kneel when they want to protest. The media always twisted that they're disrespecting the flag. It has nothing to do with it.
Well,
whatsoever.
remember, when you riot in the street and burn things down, they condemn it.
Yes,
Dr. King didn't do that.
he did not.
Medgar Evers didn't do that.
Malcolm X didn't do that.
Malcolm X didn't do that. Emmett Till didn't do that.
Oh, certainly not.
That's what I'm saying. So these people are just wholesale slaughtered while being quote unquote peaceful,
Peaceful.
right?
It's always
So-
been that way.
It's not about peaceful. It's not about peaceful. So don't get hung up on that. About them saying, well, you're kneeling. That's peaceful.
Right.
It's
a strong statement, and it hurts a certain ethnic group to the core. No matter how bad things are, this is the quote unquote greatest country in the world.
Great.
But everything that goes on, and what manager Kapler said, this is the only country in the entire world where this happens.
I just saw a video. A white lady in Saudi. I guess she married a Saudi man.
Mhm.
She was talking about, I've been here 2 years already. My family still asks me, do I feel safe? She said, I can go in the store and I worry about people shooting it up. Because I drop my kids off at school and got to worry about nobody shooting the school up.
Mhm.
She said, I walk to my car. I don't have to worry about nobody carjacking me.
Mhm.
She said, what do you mean do I feel safe?
Yeah, it's perception.
Yeah.
It's media perception that just this is the safest place. When this state, maybe our last point, they passed the open carry. I felt like, boy, Texas, with the reputation, don't mess with Texas, right? I'm thinking, boy, this will become the Wild Wild West. You would almost think that this young man was able to buy an AR-15.
Two of them.
Right, two? Okay, I thought it was just one. Okay.
It was a 2-for-1 special.
Okay. He bought it legally, but the report said that he illegally modified it to do the killing. So there we are. The system is just, it's failing. I hope the Muslims are thinking. You always...
I got. We can get back to Gabe Kaplan.
Sure, later.
I got some anecdotes.
Okay.
One, I feel that if ever there's a school shooter, call 911 and say, I saw a Muslim. Don't say Muslim.
Muslim.
Say a Muslim. I saw a Muslim into the school, just crashed his truck, got out, shot at the people that witnessed him crashing the truck, missed them. He didn't hit those. He went into the school and started shooting up the school, started walking toward the school with the gun. So don't say a young boy or say a Muslim.
That's a trigger.
Yeah.
That'll trigger him. That'll get him going.
Or say a black dude, a darky.
That'll get him up out of their chair.
Yeah, a darky
In a hurry.
just crashed his black truck,
Quick, fast, and
got
in a
out
hurry.
with 2 black guns, walked with his black feet toward a white school.
Yep.
Okay? Another one. I think that I posted this, every police officer in any town that he, quote unquote, protects and serves, needs to have a child in a school. There has to be at least 1 police child in every school.
That's been said.
Or put 2 if 1 misses a day.
Okay.
Because if you have a child in that school, the urgency would have been there.
Yeah, right.
The head of DPS was on with Wolf Blitzer.
Okay, see.
He says the reason the 19 cops stood in the hallway and did not go into the room where the guy had the gun killing the kids, because one of them would have got shot. Yeah! No! Okay, here's a fourth idea. Hello, 911, there's an unarmed black man in the classroom. There's an unarmed black man in the classroom, and in the parking lot is a car, and his tail light is out. There's a black man
They'll come
in the classroom, unarmed, and his blinker doesn't work.
That'll get a reaction. They'll go check it out a lot faster.
Gun him down.
Down.
Bop, 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 bop. Gun him down. Gun him down.
Reaching for his gun. Oh, a gun!
Remember the mall? There was a mall shooting. That's why black people in the military, man, y'all, black Christians and black people in the military, boy, y'all some Uncle Tom, foot shuffling, soft foot, jingo jango, step and fetch, integration happy, tiptoe through the tulips.
Colin
Tulips
Powell
house
gonna come
Negroes.
looking for you, man.
Man, I don't care about all that crap, man. Look, bruh. The dude, his father spoke afterwards, which means he's deceased.
Yeah.
The dude is a military veteran, served in Iraq. There was a shooting at, when I say serve, I mean serve the corporations, okay?
Yeah.
So there was a shooting in a mall. I forget what city, okay?
I remember this, but go ahead, continue.
Okay, so there's an active shooter. He takes out his gun legally and goes and try to get the shooter. The shooter is white.
Hey.
The shooter is white.
Uh-huh.
They gunned him down.
They gunned him down, going after him. Wow.
Another one, black dudes in a store.
Wow.
Black dudes in a store. They get a report. There's a white guy with a certain type of coat that's possibly stealing. The police show up, approach a black guy who didn't fit the description at all, was wearing a whole different type of wardrobe, and harassed him. While the other guy almost got away.
That just went totally out of their head.
So, look, when you call 911, first word you say, hello 911, would you like fire or police? Say police. Black guy. What? Black guy? Everybody, put the phones down. Yeah. There's a black guy.
Antenna goes up and it reacts.
Ya Allah, la ilaha illa huwa.
It'll work.
La ilaha illa huwa. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah,
so
that was it. I mean, it's just the way things are. This system is failing. I wish the Muslims started using their heads and thinking like Allah tells us to in the Quran. This system is failing that we're living in. This capitalist, secular system is failing before our very eyes.
Let's say it was the best system on earth. No.
It really wasn't.
What you mean? That never was.
Never was.
I'm saying.
Let me correct myself.
Let's say it was the best system on earth. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hypothetical.
It's not Islamic.
Right.
Muslims. I don't care if they gave out. What is the Asian guy that ran for president?
Here. Some time ago, I forgot.
I forgot the guy name. He ran. They call him. He wore shirts that say math.
Math.
Yeah, his shirts say math.
Okay.
Math. MATH.
Okay.
Anyway, I forgot. Nobody can remind me. He ran for president. Anyway, this guy said we will let people get their own health care insurance. We're going to cut out welfare and all that kind of stuff. We're going to give every citizen $2,000 a month. And you got to get your own health care, your own this and that. Because health care is this much.
Right.
And giving every citizen $2,000 will be less.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So now the citizen can negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Doctors may even get paid more. I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't pay. I'm saying? Because I don't pay. Anyway, so what happens is that Andrew Yang, he suggested that. I'm saying?
Right.
If they gave out $2,000 a month, when he said it, I sure hope they do. When Trump said stimulus, I said I sure hope they do. when Biden says stimulus, I sure hope they do.
Straight a joke.
But that doesn't take away for the obligation, the need to establish Islam as a system, because that is the only way mankind will experience justice. This system is not about justice. The system is not about justice. This is capitalism, rasmalia. You know what I'm saying? Money heads. That means money on the mind.
Hand over fist.
I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
The basics of capitalism is you have the rich, and there always has to be a poor class. That's how capitalism
poor
works.
and unemployed.
And disenfranchised, basically powerless. Voting changes nothing. You know, the old song says, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I digress. I feel like a Negro chameleon.
How so?
I'm blending into the background, bro. I got brown walls.
Blending right in.
If it wasn't for this shirt, I bet you they think it's a floating kufi. I bet there's an empty shirt in a floating kufi right now.
Just get a green screen, bro. I can really do something.
Well, you know what? I might need to hang something back here, bro.
Okay.
I mean, temporary. Just put a temporary background on something, man, because I feel like a Negro chameleon. A Negromeleon.
Hey, new word.
Right. Or Negro. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so moving past that, shout out to Gabe Kaplan, man. You know, you don't have a clue, but you're trying to do something.
He's trying,
and that's better than a lot of people. A lot of people don't do nothing.
We'll see who the end result of this last part here is. Who else will follow what he's done? He's the first manager to do such a thing, I believe, ever since all of this.
I'm gonna give you something. What's the best football player ever? The white guy couldn't make it in the NFL as a quarterback. He's the best football player ever. Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow nailed all the time. Mm-hmm. It was considered religious.
Yeah.
He nailed.
Mm-hmm. And nothing was said. You know what? You're right about that. You can't find any pictures of that.
Yeah.
Be hard pressed to find a photo of that. You're so right about that.
But nevertheless.
All right.
Let's move on. Inshallah.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? And y'all know all of that is that's my beatbox. Whatever that what's poppin', that's me.
You did that?
Yeah.
All right.
Me and Amir and I, correct grammar, you know. I tend to lean toward Ebonics, but Amir and I had got on the garage band and we did and I did a bunch of and we chopped it up and made it into something.
All right.
So anyway, nevertheless, what's poppin' is the hot topic. Arriving at an enlightened mind. Arriving at an enlightened mind. Simple, profound, and enlightened. Which are you? And I think this is an important topic because it lends itself to my contention about a lot of so-called dawah carriers, a lot of quote-unquote content makers, a lot of highbrow academic intellectuals that in the Muslim sphere, the social media Muslim sphere, that are not ideological Muslims. Now, we're not dealing with that right now as a topic. We're going to talk about arriving at enlightened mind. But you have to, if you arrive at enlightened mind, you have to go through the ideological, what do you call that? The ideological phase.
Thought process.
You have to cross that ideological bridge in order to arrive at enlightened mind. Now, as mentioned in the title, you have three kinds of minds. Now, if you say, well, what hadith say? Well, there's no hadith that says the sun is actually a certain degrees. This is something that you measure, okay? There's no hadith that says this brother needs to wear glasses. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that the optometrist measured, okay? Okay, there's no hadith that's going to say how long ice will stay
solid
solid in this cup before melting, becoming liquid, or the other cup over there. I'm saying there's no hadith on that. It's called fiqh al-waqiya. Okay, that fiqh al-waqiya is studying the reality, studying the reality so that Islam can be applied. Now, in our reality, if you think of another kind of mind, feel free to introduce it, to add it to this, but for purpose of the topic, you have simple mind. Simple mind, an example of simple mind would be what? What do you think?
I was thinking about this yesterday. First, I was thinking about the air that we breathe.
Okay.
We hope that we don't take it for granted, okay, as Muslims especially. But the simple mind just takes it for granted. Oh, the air is so clean, so fresh today, okay? The profound mind...
No, we're not going profound yet.
Not yet. Okay, just a simple mind. Okay, so that's the one thing. Another example would be, just as you mentioned, the sun is so hot today.
Yeah, the sun is hot.
The tree provides shade. These are simple things that we encounter, especially in San Antonio, every day. So just a couple of examples, just simple things that are part of our everyday life.
I'll build on your sun. Okay, the sun. You walk outside. A simple mind would say something like, "Ooh, it's hot today." Ooh, it's hot today. A simple mind might go a little further and say, "It's hot today. Look on my phone and see what temperature it is." Ooh,
I've done that.
I'm riding down the street. I'm saying, and the truck says what temperature it is outside.
Right.
Okay, it tells me what it is inside. Tell me what it is outside. So I'm talking, and I say that talking to Habibati, right? So I say, man, I bet it's over 100 degrees. I say, oh, let me look. I look at the truck. The readout. It said 98. And I start making racial jokes. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into those.
I said, what? Why?
Now racial doesn't mean negative or racism.
No,
it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? Racial jokes. I stopped making jokes. Okay. So what happened was, it was said 98, and I said, man, it feels hotter than that.
It always feels like.
Yeah. Well, that's usually when it's cold, it feels like, because they get a windshield.
They do it for hot too.
They do it for hot?
Yes.
Oh, humidity.
Well, humidity, yes, but wintertime it feels like wind chill. Okay. Summertime it's a heat index. So 98 degrees, heat index 105.
Oh, okay. So
that.
We probably was in that type of deal. Okay. So anyway, alhamdulillah, what happened was a simple mind may say the sun is hot today. Mm-hmm. The simple mind may even go as far as looking on their phone and say, oh, it's this many degrees. Simple mind might even say the heat index is such. I'm saying, let's go into profound mind using the sun. Okay. What do you think a profound mind would say?
Okay, profound mind might think it's hot. Okay, a little bit basic. How can I avoid this heat? Maybe that's not a whole lot there, but because you start sweating, if you stand, I do wonder about that myself. I say a lot of people outside with no type of head covering whatsoever. You mentioned this last week about even in sun-drenched lands, they have clothing to protect their skin. So that would be one thing. How would the profound mind look to avoid not only the heat, but the sunstroke and the heat exhaustion, humidity exhaustion? So that would be the next step when you're dealing with the sun. Shouldn't be out. Any person shouldn't be out in the sun for too long. And they have all kind of
Let me build on that.
Sunscreen.
I'll build on that with profound mind. Right. Okay, the profound mind says they know it's hot. Mm-hmm. They know the temperature. They know the heat index. Mm-hmm. Okay, they'll look at that. Mm-hmm. The profound mind will go further. The profound mind would know the distance between the sun and the earth.
Okay.
The normal distance.
93 million miles.
Yeah, and then I know back in the nation we used to have all that stuff memorized.
Oh, okay.
So, but
you in the nation? What?
I shouldn't have told nobody, man.
Man.
I'm out of here. So anyway, I used to walk like this. Nation with a bow tie. Anyway, no, I never had a bow tie. Anyway, so the issue is that, get off this wall. Get off this wall. Anyway, so the issue is that the distance of the sun from the earth, the normal distance, because remember the sun, the earth moves closer to the sun or back.
Right.
The sun doesn't move.
Right.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want the sun to move. You want the earth to heat
Maintain
itself and cool itself. Okay,
yeah.
like Allah designed it, right? We'll get there. Okay, so anyway, the distance of the earth from the sun, they know that. They know the degrees of the sun. They know the size of the sun as comparable to the earth. Okay, but this is profound. Profound is with a lot of academic details about things. Mm-hmm. And that's why I go into ideological dawah versus non-ideological dawah. Okay. Right. But I'm not going to touch that subject. That's a whole subject. Okay. But I'm going to keep picking at it.
Sure.
So they know how many earths the sun is more than, right. multiplied. Okay. They know all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then on top of that, a profound mind can look at the macro creation like the sun and the celestial bodies, the planets, and the profound mind can look at the micro through a microscope and look at the micro of creation, atoms, the atomic structures, and all of these things, right? Even what atoms are made of.
Cells, yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they can conclude there is no God. Let's back up to simple mind. Simple mind can buy a nice car, pull off the lot, turn the corner, car wreck. No fault of their own. And say there is no God. I've seen it. I've heard it. People go through misfortune in this life and say there is no God. As I mentioned, Abraham Lincoln was reported to have said that he understands how someone could stand to look down on earth and be an atheist. But he cannot understand how you can stand on earth and look toward the heavens and deny there's a God. Okay? Because there is organization, there has to be an organizer. If the baker baked the bread, who baked the baker? Okay? So this is what we're dealing with. So you have a simple mind who could go through, like, I told you about the guy who was in electrical residential wiring class. Okay. The guy said that he said, "Oh, you're a Muslim." I said, "Yeah, I'm a Muslim." He said, "I'm an atheist." Congratulations. I say fuel needs fire. No, I say fire needs fuel. Excuse me. So so he says, but I say, but I don't really think you're atheist. So I would challenge that. He said, "Well, what do you mean? I saw my mother die of cancer and they gave her all kind of morphine and stuff like that, and nothing could kill the pain, and she finally died." I had a heart to tell him she died of morphine. Morphine kills you more than cancer. Yeah. It's made to stop you from breathing. That's why they put you in hospital. Anyway, that's another story. So anyway, trying to get you out of there, like Gabe Kaplan would say, out of there. Anyway, so the whole point is that this simple mind individual, say he was atheist because his mother suffered having cancer. A lot. And I said, no, you're not denying Allah exists. You're just mad at Allah over something that is beyond your scope of understanding and control. Yes, indeed. So that was a simple-minded individual that was atheist because of something societally in life that the waqiyah, the reality that upset him. Now you have a person that is profound. He knows the size of the sun, the heat, that the sun generates, the gaseous mass that it is, and the distance, and all of that. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, this profound mind can deny there's a God. And I always use the analogy. I use it 1,000 times. I use it 1,001. It's my favorite one.
I'm just wondering how, but go ahead.
Yeah. If my house has been broken into more than once. Okay. So if my home is broken into, I come home, things are tossed around, valuables are missing, things are overturned. You can tell someone is looking for something, and then the most knowledgeable detective. He's like the sheikh of detectives, you know. He's like the sheikh al-kufr of detectives.
Okay.
He comes in and says, there was no burglary. I said, excuse me? There's no burglary. How do you conclude that, sir? My stuff is missing. My door, there's a violent forced entry.
Break B&E.
Yeah, so on and so forth. So anyway, so I said, how do you conclude that? He said, because there's no burglar. I don't see a burglar.
Wow. Did he think he'd wait around?
The best detective in the world, the most detailed detective in the world, the most intricate detective in the world cannot convince the most idiotic of people that no burglary occurred when they see the signs of burglary. But you can look through a microscope and say there is no guard, and people will follow you, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know,
Yeah.
you can be an idiot, you know, that reads a bunch of L. Ron Hubbard fiction books,
Dianetics.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
bunch of fiction books, and then you can, you know, lead a bunch of people to die in your cause. Vis-a-vis kufr, you know. So nevertheless, with that being said, this is what we're dealing with simple mind and profound mind. Now let's move it to something else, okay? Can a person be Muslim and have a simple mind?
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, the reality lends that.
Yeah.
Reality vividly.
It shouldn't be that way, but it's a fact of our reality that it is.
Well, see,
Just by the fact of understanding what La ilaha illallah means, that takes you, at least if it doesn't trigger a light bulb, which for me was a few days later after reading a book, which I'll mention it. It's Towards Understanding Islam, written by Imam Maududi. For me, it was like a light switch. Okay? So for my basic level of understanding, still I didn't know that Islam was a system.
okay.
But at least, alhamdulillah, I was taught by brothers from overseas about Islam and to not look at the Muslims. So to kind of
Yeah.
back to your question, and I understand what the Muslim meant. And this is just on me, myself. 3 days after taking Shahada, a brother who happened to be from Palestine came up to me very sternly and said 3 times in succession, do not look at the Muslims. He repeated himself. And I understood what he meant. I just had not experienced that. So back to your question, that should at least trigger for the Muslim, you start to learn about the 5 pillars. Okay, then you start to learn about the 6 articles.
Okay.
And as you go forward, then you start learning about Tawheed.
Okay.
So that moves your mind to a whole nother level of thinking. I love it. Totally non-Western thought, totally Islamic thought. So we're trying to just get to that point from simple to profound. So again, La ilaha illallah, at least for the simple-minded person, should open the door from simple-mindedness on the path toward profound and inshallah enlightened.
Okay, now, can a Muslim have a simple mind? Automatically we jump toward, man, that's negative. Muslim got a Muslim, la ilaha illallah, simple mind. But remember, we talked about it last week. I think it was last week. The Bedouin,
Right?
who was asked by the atheists, how can you believe in Allah when you can't see him?
He saw evidence.
He said, well, here is camel footprints. I need not see the camel to know the camel exists. And that is, you say, well, man, this don't sound like a simple mind.
No.
It actually does. It sounds like a simple mind because that is the basics of knowing Allah Ta'ala exists.
Okay.
There are greater and more detailed examples,
Okay.
but that base level simple example holds weight to this day.
Okay.
We use that against highbrow atheists, right?
Highly educated.
Yeah, we use against highbrow atheists. We use that against them.
Yeah.
You know, because that holds to this day.
It's what I came to learn early, my dean, what Allah says in the Quran by English translation: clear signs. No, we cannot, quote unquote, see him, and then we understand that he sees us. But he tells us, can you see any pillars holding up the heavens?
Man, that's deep.
He talks about the two waters, the salt water and the fresh water. They meet,
They don't mix.
but do not mix. And wallahi, I saw this myself. And it was a quick story. I was in Lexington, Kentucky, going to the doctor's office. Hard rain. The rain has subsided, and then the creeks are flowing fast. I just happened to go. I wasn't looking for anything, just looking. Creek to my right, a creek a little closer. The one that was close to me was muddy. The one coming in from ahead of me was blue. They came, Brother Sadiq, and met, and side by side continued downstream. So for me personally, that was my clear sign that Allah exists. I read it, the translation in the Quran, and then to see it, that, I mean, it's hitting me here, but now I understand, he's showing me that he exists.
Well, it's all kinds of signs, and this ayat specifically is talking about the salt and sweet water.
Right.
So it's crazy because you have these. I know in Florida, other places, a lot of things happen in Florida, but there's these bull sharks that are saltwater sharks. They find
in fresh
in the
water.
sweet water, in the fresh water.
Fresh water.
You know what I'm saying? And things like that. There are other.
I've heard of that. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
There's crocodiles are fresh water,
Right.
but they got saltwater crocodiles.
I saw that on TV.
So those that live in that barrier, they adapt. They adapt if that's the scientific reasoning. I'm just this is out my Negro head. Okay.
No, what you said,
out my Negro head.
I've seen that on TV, especially the crocodiles, and I think it happened to be in Florida, where crocodile is hunting for fish or whatever, whatever foolish person of the lighter persuasion just think they're the king of the jungle and just test all. There's another sign of Allah. Why would you go to Yellowstone and think you're gonna pet a buffalo? Why? Buffalo, ladies and gentlemen, will fill up this room, and if it were mad enough, could take this house down. It is taking you decades to build, but not to get off topic.
Someone pet the buffalo.
Tried to.
I want to ask a question.
Go ahead. I
don't think I should. Anyway,
go ahead, ask the question.
So let's go. Now, can a Muslim be a profound mind? Seems like an easier question.
And?
Can they?
Yes.
Can a person be a profound mind and be a Muslim?
Yes.
Because the most profound of minds that have all the academia, most of them don't believe. Remember, the atheists consider themselves like the highest of brow. Yeah. They use really big English words.
Have all the answers. Huh.
Well, atheism is built on no answers.
Well,
atheism is built on the unknowable.
Explanations.
So, an eight-year-old boy, if I'm correct about his age, an 8-year-old boy said, it takes more faith to believe there is no God than to believe there's a God.
Yeah.
See, the fact that things exist lend toward one that caused these things to exist.
That has nothing to do with mankind whatsoever.
Exactly, because you cannot create yourself. What Allah says in the Quran, did mankind create himself, or was he too created? He's created, So anyway, yes, a Muslim can be simple mind, and a Muslim can be profound mind. Okay. When I think profound, I think about academia. Okay. Not the third thing, which is what? Enlightened. No, I'm sorry. I got this fan on, man. It's kind of.
Is it messing with you?
Yeah. If I had my remote out,
clear it off.
Yeah. Got remotes up there. I don't know if anyone else work for that. Anyway. So the point is, this is basically what we're getting at. The enlightened mind. Okay. Let's ask this question. Okay. Can a Muslim be of simple mind and enlightened at the same time.
Yeah. I think the better one that you mentioned.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because he saw evidence of something that was not of himself, that he knew that he did not create. And this is another thought I had too. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was desperate in his search for his creator. And he thought, what, the sun was his God, it set. He thought the moon and the stars was his God. And he was almost beside himself because the moon and the stars set and the sun came up.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say so much that Ibrahim alayhi salam was of a simple mind, but certainly was enlightened because he knew and felt as there was something greater than himself that he didn't have anything to do with creating. So at the very least, his mind was reaching.
As a youth, Ibrahim's father made the idols that people used to worship.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Salman al-Farsi, and his dad used to keep the fire that they worship.
Yeah. Going.
He kept the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He sustained the fire. He kept fueling the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His job was to keep the fire, lit. Ibrahim alayhi salam put food on the table by constructing idols that people worship. So Ibrahim alayhi salam hadn't received wahi yet, but he was telling his father, like, how could you still make any sense to me? So when Ibrahim started searching for Allah Ta'ala, Allah hadn't yet guided him, but he used fiqh al-waqiyah, which is the understanding of reality, and he used enlightened mind.
Okay. Common sense.
He looked, I don't even like the term common sense, man. A lot of people that use that don't even have sense.
Well,
so, but what happened is that he looked toward the stars. Then the day came and the stars went away.
Right.
Can't be God. He looked toward the moon. The day came, the moon went away. Okay. He looked toward the sun. He said, "This is the biggest one. This is the big. This is the great one." And then when the night came, the sun set. And then he said, "I turned my direction. I turned my effort. I turned my vision toward the one that created the stars, the moon, and the sun." See, this is an enlightened process. This is an enlightened process.
He was searching, definitely.
Yeah, he was definitely searching, and by his sincerity, Allah Ta'ala guided him. Okay?
His mind was, I guess, much so was open.
Yeah.
To the fact that he was, there's something.
Hand me that tissue on top of that, man. My nose is almost out of here, boy. I'm about to sneeze and blur this whole camera. Nah, just that one. Just that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, alhamdulillah. So, yeah, I'm one of them allergy folks, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got profound, simple allergies. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, having sincerity, Allah guided him. And when Ibrahim used his enlightened mind, what happened was, Allah guided him so well that he eventually became Allah's Khalil, Allah's best friend. Okay? Because Allah guided him so well, because of the guidance that Allah Ta'ala gave him when he received a ru'ya, a vision that he used to even kill and sacrifice his own son, like make dhabiha on his own son. What did he do? Went to his son, Ismail alayhi salam, he said, Allah gave me this ru'ya. I'm supposed to sacrifice you at this place, at this time, through this method.
And his son said,
and Ismail said, if that's what Allah wants you to do, then obey Allah, and inshallah you will find me patient. You'll find me patient. So we know the end of that story, but that's not the point. The point is that Ibrahim's enlightened mind led him not only to know that Allah Ta'ala is God alone, and there's no God, la ilaha illa huwa, there's no God besides He, but it also led him to a relationship with Allah Ta'ala of submitting wa ata'na. We hear and obey. Submitting wa ata'ni. You know what I'm saying? You know, I hear, I obey. Okay? So this relationship came through enlightened mind.
Understood.
Why would Allah take a friend who had a father that made idols? Why would Allah take a friend to someone that turned toward creation seeking a God, but then concluding that Allah is God alone? Allah says, okay, you're worthy. You're worthy.
If nothing else, Ibrahim is thinking for himself. He's not following along with the customs and culture that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
He's just not following in lockstep on, as what many of the people that Allah says in the Quran, we follow what we found our forefathers were doing. So, if nothing else, he had the profound mind to think for himself.
Yes.
And at least searching in his mind for something greater than himself. He took action.
Exactly. Salman al-Farsi, had an incident of him searching for the Rasul, searching for. He knew through tradition that the prophet. It was high time for a prophet to be raised among the Arabs. Okay, and he went searching and found. Alhamdulillah. Okay, the man that killed 99 people was going from priest to pastor to rabbi to whoever, seeking. Okay. There's another incident of a person. Allah Ta'ala sent that angel, the Malik al-Maut, the angel of death, to take the life of a person. This person was technically kafir, but the only thing that saved that person was seeking. Was not satisfied with rabbi and priest and pastor. That person was seeking, or guru, whatever. You know, okay. That person was seeking, and the angel came back and say, what state did you find him? Not, state of kufr. He didn't declare his iman. He didn't give his shahada yet. Allah says, go and measure the earth, where he started to where his destination is. Which one from where he died? Which one is closer?
I've read that.
So they went back and they measured. They say, okay, if he started here, he died here, there. Okay, well, yet longer to go. So he went back to Allah and said, Allah, he was closer to his departure than he was to his destination. Allah says, go back and measure again.
Okay.
Allah stretched the earth.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Mercy of Allah. Ar-Rahim.
Allah stretched the earth and said, go back and remeasure.
Subhanallah.
So he goes back and he remeasures. Okay, now he's closer to his destination. So now we're gonna declare his iman. We're gonna bear witness to his iman. Yeah, indeed. So again, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. So again, enlightened mind puts one on a journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Enlightened mind puts one on a journey.
It's never ending, really.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is let's talk about the this thing is crazy. Let me see. Let's talk about this. Okay. So in man not just seeking God. Okay. Man not just wanting to find purpose of worship, okay? But mankind seeking solution to life's problems. Now, I mentioned the atheist, the boy that was pseudo-atheist, because of some experience with his mother suffering, and he could not avail her in anything, and even the doctors were, at loss.
At loss.
Okay, so a person with enlightened mind can be a simple-minded person with enlightenment. A profound person can be enlightened. Now, the highest level is profound enlightenment. because you know enough about the intricacies that you could carry the dawah more efficiently than maybe a simple-minded person. Okay, because if you debate again, an atheist, they use these really big English words, you know, and if you're a simple-minded person, I don't know what those words mean, but God exists. You know, if things exist, then something caused them to come into existence. And if you deny that, then who's simple?
Quick story. I was in Carolina, and one of the Christian proselytizers came to the door, proselytizing. And I stepped outside, and that particular day, sun's in the west starting to set, a few clouds in the sky. Of course, he's proselytizing on Isa alayhi salam. Now, we cannot be Muslims unless we believe in Jesus. But I said, young man, look around, look at the trees and the bird that flew by, look at the sky and the heavens. I said, Jesus didn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
He gave up. He said, sir, have a nice day. I said, okay. But back to the point of Ibrahim alayhi salam, you know, just take a look around. You know, many songs that go by that, but your mind is open to things that you realize that you have no control over. And at some point, especially when it comes to creation, there's something greater. If you don't know the name Allah, the enlightened mind or the profound mind, and back up a bit, there's something greater than yourself. That's driving, as Allah says, driving the clouds. That causes the rain. Sometimes you know, where's the rain coming from? You don't see a cloud in the sky. Where's that coming from? You know,
and the mercy of wind that breaks the rain from coming down like ball bearings.
Yes,
the wind breaks it. Mm-hmm. Water is hard.
Or hail.
No, not hail. That's ice.
Ice. Okay.
I'm talking about water.
Well, true. Yeah.
Water coming
rain
from that high could cause problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Allah breaks it with the wind. That's a mercy. So when it touches us, it doesn't damage us. Okay, it doesn't damage us. Now, I want to give a simple mind example from simple what you were saying.
Okay.
With the guy. You think Jesus did this? You know. So I hired this day worker. He's a Hispanic guy. You know, and I said, he said, "Oh, man, you different, man. What are you?" So I'm Muslim. I said, "You know about that?" He said, "No, I don't know what that is, man. I'm Christian. I'm raised, to believe Jesus this and Jesus that, you know." And I said, well, Muslim is one that believes, one God. I gave him the whole spiel, so on and so forth, right? So then he says, well, man, my dad raised me like this. I say, see, my belief is consistent with nature. I say the same God that the sun, moon, and stars obey is the same one I obey. The same God that the dogs and cats obey, I obey. The same God that the plant life obeys, I obey. Okay? I say, so mine is more consistent with nature. Yours is really unnatural. He said, how so? I say, what is your belief? I believe Jesus died for my sins and through his blood and bone marrow and whatever I'm going to say. And I said, okay. I say, El Toro, the bull. You think he worships Jesus? Huh? I said, El Burro, the donkey.
El Toro,
the burro, the donkey.
Burro.
I said, you think the donkey worships Jesus?
He never thought about
that. I went through.
I never thought about it. No, he didn't think about it.
Al Culebra, the snake. The snake worship, I said that alone shows you that your belief is not natural. I said, I'm not knocking what your father taught you. I said, because he taught you what he knew and what he heard.
Or what he was taught.
I said, your father never looked inside of his nature. That's what I'm asking you to do. Look inside your nature. Then he busted my head and stole my money. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, stuff a lot. But no. I mean, seriously, that's the conversation you gotta have. Because he was simple-minded. I spoke to him on his level.
Yeah, you got to start there.
Yeah.
He never even gave it any thought.
Did you know the cells and the neurons and protons, electrons? Like, anybody would hear all that. I went down in his language.
Yeah.
It's the same with, it was I used to work in this Mediterranean, I don't know Mediterranean, this Iranian guy used to own this restaurant called Antilles on the Riverwalk, right?
Okay.
He's so I used to work in there, you know, back in end of 94, I think it was.
Okay.
Late 94. I used to work there. And so I'm down there, the one that's cleaning and washing dishes, Maria, short Mexican lady, older lady, right? And I'm down there as a prep cook, right?
Okay.
And she comes down, he said, El Dios is she said El Señor or something like that. I forgot what she said. She said what did she call it? El Niño? She called Jesus the Son, El Niño. And then she says El Espírita. Tres en uno. And I said, tres en uno, no inteligencia. I said, Allah el uno. Y solamente.
That's it.
You know? And she's like, Tani. She called me Tani. Tani. And she'll walk away. And then the next day she come back. El Dios, El Niño, Espírita, El Señor. You know? And she's
same argument.
Yeah, same. Like, I said, no inteligencia. You know, so it's not intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, I told her, en el nombre de Allah, el uno, el clemente, el compasionado. I'm just, just giving her a little whatever, But anyway, so she, we used to argue back and forth. I couldn't understand much Spanish. She didn't understand much English, but we used to go at it. I'm cutting real hard. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I mean, alhamdulillah, but again,
think
a simple mind, simple enlightened, is enough to have good iman,
Yeah.
Profound enlightened is best for carrying the dawah, but enlightened, as Ibrahim alayhi salam, Salman al-Farsi, the man that killed 99 people, these people were seeking solutions. A lot of us like to have Islam, have knowledge and sit on it. Have knowledge and sit on it. And the ones that have really the most non-beneficial knowledge, the non-ideological knowledge, they outwork those that have so-called ideological knowledge. Excuse me. They outwork us. They outwork us. They literally do.
Explain that point. I'm thinking.
Go to any video, any YouTube, whatever, and look up the people that's actually out there talking.
Okay, but it's,
They support the regimes that cause our suffering around the world.
Yeah.
But their voices are loud and out there.
Yeah.
The brothers that know, bro, look, I'm going to Dallas in a little bit. My son has, football camps, and we take him to these football camps, right? So he gets invited to these camps, he goes. Now, I go to Dallas, first thing I'm looking for is Shabab.
The brothers.
So, somebody that, not necessarily youth, Shabab, not necessarily youth, but people that are of enlightened mind. I want to sit down and chop it up with them, cut it up with them.
Right.
Yeah, I'll sit and chop it up and cut up and go out to eat with any brother.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, I want to touch base, like, how's the dawah here? What are you guys doing? What activities you guys have? Maybe we can collab. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or whatever, right? Because we not, well, not boasting. I'm saying we have enlightened minds. We make the connection, which we'll talk about that.
You want to connect with like-minded.
Yeah.
Muslims.
So anyway, and not sit around and smell each other all day, but actually make a connection. So anyway, so that's one thing I would do now, because we are being outworked. I don't know them. I gotta ask. And I walk up to a brother and say, "Hey, man, this and that." And guess what? I don't know nobody that believe like that. I don't know nobody that believes Islam is the only way. I don't know nobody that believes that democracy is kufr. I don't know nobody that believes that capitalism is the worst thing ever to touch Earth, the worst ideology ever to touch Earth. And that goes with socialism, communism too. I'm just saying the ones that exist. Okay, it's the worst. Right. So anyway, nevertheless, they outwork us on every platform, on every level. They outwork us. So the enlightened mind seeks solution. The enlightened mind didn't sit still. The man that killed 99 people did not sit still. Salman al-Farsi didn't sit still. Ibrahim al-Islam did not sit still.
It's moving.
Even he made some miscalculations, some mistakes. That was quickly corrected. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And this is the problem that we have. So
we can't sit
enlightened
still.
mind wants to seek, al-fikra al-mustanir. The enlightened mind wants to what?
Seek.
He wants solution. The enlightened mind looks at al-waqi', the reality. It wants to solve things. Not just for himself,
For everybody.
herself, but they want to solve the issue. It's not just affecting them, it's touching society. They want to, so the solution to the enlightened view of man, life, and universe, go back to the sun. This is the sun. Allah placed it exactly where it should be. Even if you don't know the mileage.
Right.
Exactly where it should be. If the sun was too close, we would burn to death. A little bit, just a little bit, tiny bit.
1 inch.
1 inch. If the sun was inch away, we would freeze to death. The sun the earth has to do this and that.
Scientists know that fact.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's exactly where it should be. An enlightened mind understands that Allah put it there. It's not selection. It's not a type of imperative. It's not an evolution.
Well, I was going to say they call it the laws of nature.
Yeah, but what is... Okay, there's no nature. If there's no God, there's no nature.
How about that one? That part.
These same atheists will say Mother Nature.
Yeah. Father Time, Mother Nature.
They'll say Mother Nature and call us Muslims the Mother Father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this is real talk. So again, anyway, so you have to utilize enlightened thought to solve problems. Enlightened thought pushes you to solve problems, and you have to utilize it in order to solve problems.
You got to move.
And that's the problem that we are having.
You got to move.
Okay.
Time to move. Yep.
Okay.
Find out how.
Searching, contemplation. Okay. Until you reach an assured conviction. Okay. In Allah's existence. Not just His existence, but who is Allah?
Okay.
Who is Allah? You reach that through contemplation and reflection. And you reach an assured conviction that Allah Ta'ala exists, and what? His existence is one and His essence is one. Because when you're talking about God, you can't have gods. When you're talking about God, you can't. Have you ever argued with a stupid kafir?
They won't listen to anything that you say.
not just the not listening, not comprehending a
What
boop,
you
boop, boop, boop thing, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, God can't have a rectum. You don't know that. I say, I just smelled the evidence. You idiot. In my mind, I'm calling this person an idiot.
Yeah.
I probably said it out loud too. Anyway, but I'm saying, like, God can't have testicles. If He had testicles, you could kick Him in them. I said, He cannot. Go back to the baker.
Right.
The baker is not bread, man. Steve Jobs was not a phone. Bill Gates is not a computer. I'm like, subhanallah, la ilaha illallah.
Those two almost get worshipped as such.
Yeah, but anyway,
anyway.
when the enlightened thought is established, concerning what is beyond man in life and universe. Why? Because see, man has an origin, a beginning. Man has an end. So does the universe. Explored, unexplored, doesn't matter. The universe has a beginning and it has an end. The universe is composed of things that die. Man dies. Man is born, man dies. Okay, the universe is born and universe dies. Okay? And life manifests itself in living things. So you've never seen life. Man, I saw some life the other day. What'd you see? Oh man, I saw something pass in front of my car. What was it? Man, I don't know. I think it was life. You've never seen life independent of something that lives. They say, but that's the ruh. That's the, that's another discussion. But Islamically, anyway. So hit that.
Islamically.
Okay. The issue is that man dies. The universe dies. Man has an origin. Universe has an origin, and life is inside of this universe in living things. And when that thing doesn't live anymore, we say he lost his or her life. That is the Quranically the essence of life. The ruh is the essence of life. A person that's dead does not contain life anymore. The flicker, the blinking, the cells dying and renewing, the blood flowing, the twitching, all of this, the toes moving, all of that ceases to exist once you die. So, and I told this person that believes Jesus died for his sins. I say, you ever have someone beloved by you that ever died? Yeah, my grandma. I said, you ever think that she would come back? No. I said, how about after 3 days? No. I say, so why do you buy the bad children story? Oh, but you shouldn't talk to Catholics like that. I talk to them anyway. So
what is that story?
Yeah, Jesus.
Okay.
That's just 2 nights and 1 day. It's not even 3 days.
Right. Yeah.
Not even 3 days, 3 nights.
I hadn't referred to that, but okay. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so the relationship, what came before man, life, and universe,
and what came,
what will come after
it.
And the connection we make between then what came before and what come after, how we behave in the here and now. Allah was before. Heaven and man, life, and universe will cease to exist.
Allah will be
Allah will remain. He will renew and will judge. Our connection to Allah is not a personal relationship. Enlightened mind knows that. Yes, Allah took Ibrahim alayhi salam as his Khalil, his best friend. You think Allah was lonely and needed the best friend? No. Ibrahim reached a status of Khalil because he would do anything for Allah, even sacrifice his only son. His only son. Okay? Which was Ismail, not Ishaq. That's a biblical lie. That's why when the brother said that Muslims, we believe in the Bible, I said, brother, don't say check. I said, don't say we believe in the Bible. Muslims don't believe in the Bible. Bible 66 books Protestant, 73 Roman Catholic.
And 73 Catholic.
I was 73 Roman Catholic.
Okay.
So he says, well, it's just language. I said, no, it's not language. But we know the Bible. The Bible, it's not one of the 66 books or 73 books is from Allah.
One of the sheikhs said, not sheikh, the speaker, name escapes me right now, says written by according to. According to who?
Of course. According to is
John
third
Paul,
person at best.
And
Third person at best.
And no last name. According to.
And guess what? The person that you're saying according to is not present.
Right.
There's no first person.
Yeah.
Okay. What time is the podcast? According to Sadiq. Would you say that when I'm present?
No.
You would say. I would say 9 o'clock CST. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Central Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say if in my absence. You say according to.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. But not
first person.
Yeah.
Second person.
Right.
But then you find that John, Matthew, Mark, Luke didn't write any of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anyway, nevertheless, so we move on. It is a profound and enlightened view that is the highest level of thought. Okay? You can be simple and enlightened. We proved that with the Bedouin. Okay?
Right.
But to be profound and enlightened, it helps in your carrying of the dawah and the intellectual circles you could address.
Yes.
It helps, okay?
I would say it's a difficult step, but can be obtained just with requires effort.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't sit on it.
You gotta study, man.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, I'm saying that right now. I mean, I have very limited knowledge. I use what I have. I'm gonna tell you, in all honesty, this is just total disclosure. I reached a point because I was studying with a lot of brothers. I've been to a lot of phases of brothers studying. Okay, I was studying with brothers that didn't use the knowledge that they had, and I felt like I'm gonna back away and let them catch up. That can be total shaitan talking to me.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but in all of al-waqi'ah, the reality showed me that I was using what I learned. They weren't.
Okay.
Besides sitting around talking about other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not using what you know.
Right. You gotta put it in action. You have to.
So what I did was I backed away, and my mentality was I'm gonna let them catch up, and once they catch up, or maybe they like they don't have enough knowledge to actually act on the knowledge that they have. That's like saying, okay, someone wants to take Shahada. I say, okay, well, all you gotta do is believe there's no God but Allah, Muhammad is His messenger, and all you gotta know is about that. But I don't know how to pray, I don't know how to fast. I say, pump your brakes. First thing you have to know if Allah exists or not. Then be proven to you that Allah Ta'ala in its essence is one. Then proven to you that the Quran is from Allah Ta'ala, which means Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Once that's proven to you, otherwise, why would you pray? If you're not convinced that Allah is God, why would you pray? You're not convinced Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the messenger.
Reason to pray.
Okay? So again, this is what I would say, right? Okay, then with that being said,
and not to interrupt you, and I was taught that way, all of the how to first.
Yeah.
I was taught about La ilaha illallah, but on the basic surface, nothing in detail until after I took Shah. And that's how it was given to me and a lot of brothers at the time. But
that's a tabligh type thing. It's a tabligh.
Yeah.
So anyway, but the issue is that, okay, person wants to take Shahada and that's all they need to know. Then they say, well, I don't know this much, I don't know that much. You know what I'm saying? These people are knowledge collectors. I talked about that last week. It's just collected knowledge. If I take Shahada, now I took Shahada, the impetus is on Salat. Yeah. Learning it, I don't have to know it. I can just get with a brother every prayer. I can go to the masjid every prayer and get my 5 prayers, so on and so forth. Okay, I could put it on my schedule. I'll get my Salat in. Okay, this is what I would have to do. Okay, let's say a person say, well, see, I ain't gonna pray. Person said, I'm not gonna take Shahada because I don't know how to pray. Then the person said, I ain't gonna pray because I don't know enough about Islam. See, it's always an excuse not to. Yeah. Muhammad said, teach what you know of this deen, even if it's one ayat. One ayat. And we know a bunch of ayat and won't teach one of them. So this is what, like I say, in the past, I backed away because I said, man, I'm doing it by myself anyway. You know what I'm saying, might as well just continue. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I say, it could be shaitan, but it makes perfect logical sense to me. Someone would have to bring me a logic different than that, where I say, oh, that was a shaitan talking to me. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, an enlightened-minded person, just to recap, brothers and sisters, enlightened-minded person was whether they simple or profound, whether they simple or have a lot of academic, accolades, they will seek until they find. And they seek and find, and they develop a conviction, yaqeen, surety, in their conviction, to where Allah orders them, they obey. Okay? Wherever Allah orders them, they're going to obey. Don't make them perfect individuals, but they're not people that deny the order or neglect the order wholesale. They're not those type of people. And they make the connection before, after. What came before this life, what will come after this life, and the connection is them obeying Allah Ta'ala in this life right now. Okay? So they make that connection. So how do you arrive at an enlightened mind? You might have to step away from your madhab and study. You might have to step away from your sheikh. Okay? Because if you think Tawheed is not worshiping Jesus, you have a low estimation of Allah Ta'ala. They say Muhammad taught Tawheed for 13 years in Mecca. You know, part of that was going out challenging the elites of society after a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay? After a couple of years, they were challenging the elites publicly in society. Persecution was happening. Okay? They started seeking nusra from tribes outside of the Quraysh tribe in order to establish Islam in Mecca. Okay? So, all of that is Tawheed. So, when you say Tawheed for 13 years, what they want you to do is think Muhammad's around. Please be a Muslim. No, okay, cool. Please be a Muslim. Okay, la mushkila. Please be a Muslim. Okay, no problem. You know, that's what they think. Tawheed has many facets to it. You feel an Iman boost because you moved to Egypt. Egypt got what New York got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you moved to Saudi, so you feel more religious now. You know? We know what you was when you was in Texas. Don't try to front. But anyway, so you moved to Saudi, so you feel some type of boost because of the umbrellas and the this and that, and
the culture,
the slaves that cleaned up the Kaaba and all that. You feel this boost, okay? But at the end of the day, what are you doing? What are you doing for this deen? Because you went there, you feel some personal boost. That's not an enlightened mind. Enlightened mind makes a connection. Man, this country's not run by Tawheed. The king, the prince needs dawah. Nelly is doing a concert in the land of Muhammad. You know, Nicki Minaj has more iman than my king and my prince. You know, so that's what an enlightened mind does. Seeks, gains conviction, and makes connection, and then strives. That's enlightened mind. So how do you arrive at enlightened mind? You might have to break your study circle. The ones that read. Look, some of you feel like I've been spying on you. Watch this. Y'all get together. There's a book by a sheikh. They read a passage of the book. Look around and say, "What did y'all get out of this?" Okay, let's continue. Read another paragraph. What do y'all think that means? What do y'all get out of this? Okay, let's continue to read. And after a few paragraphs, they say, "Okay, mashallah, alhamdulillah, that was it. We'll gather next week at the same time." That's not a study circle, bro. That's not a study circle. It's a circle. Maybe an octagon. I don't know, a pentagon. But nevertheless, the issue is that, you know, to arrive at enlightened mind, sometimes you have to break the mold. Yeah. You know, and be of those people that ask questions, that seek. If your group tells you don't seek, don't ask questions, don't question this, don't question that, don't expect a ruler to believe in Tawheed, don't expect the society to be run by Tawheed, time to change up, time to flip it, time to move around, time to distance yourself and do some work and get with other people. Like I said, when I go to Dallas, I'll be looking for somebody. Hey, let's go out to eat out. You know, we can discuss. You know, some collab. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying, because I need to work. I need to do some work, man. Yeah. Judgment Day is coming, and everybody's getting smarter, but nobody's doing the work.
Yeah. I don't know if they're getting smarter, but it's time to move.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, so that's what I have. That's what I have on this topic. Look, AC went off.
It went off. It's cool.
Look at the
69 degrees.
I didn't want you to say it. I didn't want you to say
Too late.
Anyway, so subhanAllah.
This guy.
I didn't want to say it, man. So subhanAllah.
Keep going.
I'll turn it down like that. I never turn. You know what? Okay. Anyway. So anyway, with that being said, let's move on to
shaking my Muslim head.
Oh, you got something. You told me. I said you told me, and I said, "Don't tell me. Tell me now."
I don't know what you're talking about. don't. Okay, so the sheikh.
Don't hide now.
The sheikh is giving a khutbah. I think he was giving a khutbah in Philly. Okay, he was giving a khutbah, and he was talking about the school shooting. Now you probably know what I'm talking about because it's so many of them.
Pick one.
It's so many school shootings
Pick
already
one.
this year.
Pick one.
Okay, not even halfway through the year.
Oh.
Already got close to 250 mass shootings.
Yeah.
Almost 250 mass shootings. Not even half the year yet.
Not counting off the top of my head. I think it's been 4 this year already.
And for what?
Mass shootings. Oh, that we hear about.
No, it's over 200. It's almost
200.
Almost 250.
200. Okay. Well, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't hear it. It's almost 250. And they say when 4 more people
die. Okay.
So if it's 3 or less, that's called a mass shooting. But they don't count those.
Okay.
Anyway,
I didn't know that. Go ahead.
So what happens is that this sheikh is giving a khutbah. He says, "Oh, I remember during the golden age of Islam in Philly, brother, even if a kafir woman is harmed by her husband, brothers will go knock on his door and give him an ultimatum, a warning. You do it again, we're gonna come see you."
Really?
First of all,
really,
that might be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. He didn't make a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Muslim business.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, it's not. And you knock on my door as a kafir. If I was a kafir, you knocked on my door talking to me about my girl, I'm gonna mow y'all down on my front step. I'm gonna mow y'all down. I'm gonna tell the police these mausoleums came to harm me. Right, baby? She gonna be like, yeah. And they hit me in my eye yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But this is the issue. He said during the golden age of his... Bruh, there was no golden age of Islam in Philly, man. And this is just the mentality.
When was this?
When
was that golden age?
Friday.
No,
But this same imam supports the regimes. He's talking about the golden age of Islam, talking about Philly, bruh. He believes in make America great again. Now, I'm saying that. He didn't say that. I'm saying that because he think America was something. He said during the golden age of Islam in America. Oh, Lord, I cannot believe. Don't call me. Put this phone on silent. Anyway, yeah, so this is the issue. He talking about the golden age of Islam, like, I don't know, it's just not, that's not. And it's just the delusion, bro. Okay, you got the Arabic, you got the Arab clothes on, black dude, he's up on the minbar, got the steps going up, he's standing there, and he's giving a khutbah, looks prophetic, and all this, man, and that's what I'm saying. If you're going to reach enlightened mind, man, you want to break your circles. You're going to have to move around. I'm going to tell you something. We study, okay, and we were told, read books that contradict what we study. Yeah. Read what the detractors say. Read what the slanderers and the enemies say about these concepts, okay? Read that stuff. Because you can never know the fragrance of what you are upon if you're just smelling each other's farts. We can tolerate our own, and people say that, but I made myself move around the other day. I broke wind. I moved around. I didn't want nothing to do with that just happened. You know what I'm saying? So, but the point is that, we tend to tolerate our own ignorance, and this guy, I know he's given khutbah after khutbah about these issues. And he doesn't have an enlightened mind to understand, the issue itself. He doesn't have it. And it's a disservice to the community.
It is.
Brother, he went to Medina for this many years. So, well, go back. I mean, it's really a disservice, bro. He may, for all intents and purposes, he may mean very, very well. But you're not benefiting the ummah when you're talking about the golden age of Islam in Philly, bro.
I'm already shaking my head.
Anyway, and that is my shaking my Muslim head. Okay, so alhamdulillah, it went over an hour. We less than an hour and a half. I'm sorry to keep you all so long. I pray that you benefited from something that we've stated.
Even a little bit.
Because that's the point. We want to get here and use the knowledge that we study. Okay? Not the most knowledgeable. I even said in the khutbah, I say, I don't know why I'm up here. I said, bro, I'm looking at brothers way more knowledgeable than myself right now. You know? I said, don't make me worthy. It means I'm responsible right now. But when y'all get another imam, I'll be out. I'll be doing Jumu'ah in Dallas and Houston and Austin and wherever else there's a masjid. I have room to move around. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm retired. You know, disabled, ugly, old. You know, so you know,
Ugly.
I can move around. Ugly in the mud. Anyway, people tell me all the time, "You're ugly." Just like all I care. Anyway, so this has been Amu Sabr, Amu Asadullah, and Amu Yum Yum for Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Thank you all. Shukran Jaziran. You know, may Allah Ta'ala reward you greatly for watching. Please like it, dislike it, share it, criticize it. We cannot get better if you do not offer criticism when we make mistakes.
Please respond.
Yeah, please. Inshallah Ta'ala. Bi'idnillah. Bi'idni. This has been Amu Yum Yum for Amu Yum Yum podcast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.